Epa Orisa, Orisa, Obatala Lashon Funfun. It was Obatala that brought the wisdom of deities, the 16 Kari, divination into the world. He sanctioned Oshun to continue to propagate the work. The wisdom of the deities are the works and intentions and creations of Obatala. The Odu that we will mention today comes from Akara, where one cowrie shell is faced up on the Òòṣà Funfun, the white cloth, or the ate, which is the mat. Akara kan ogun, akara kan ogbon, èyí tí ó kan ogbon ní kagun dáa fún Òòṣà Òṣèrèmọ́ngbò tí ó ń lọ gbé ilẹ̀ ní ìránṣẹ́. Ó ní erúbọ níbí ní àìrúkìgbẹ́ ènìyàn. Kò ìpẹ́ kò ìjìnà ẹ̀rí mi ní jẹ̀bútú ọmọ níbi tí Òòṣà wípé ọ̀fọ̀rẹ́ ọmọ fún ọ níbi tí agbẹ́rí àgbà kan ṣoṣo bọ́ṣà tí wínú. This is a story of Òòṣà Òṣèrèmọ́ngbò. And at this time, Òòṣà did not have an abode to call his home. It was his plan to take soil or take land at a place called Iranje. Òòṣà Òṣèrèmọ́ngbò went to the diviners, and the diviners were named Akarankan Ogun, Akarankan Ogbon, and Eyiti Okan Ogbon Nikagun, which means Akaran touches 20, Akaran touches 30. That which touches 30 also touches 20. They provide divination for Òòṣà Òṣèrèmọ́ngbò. At this time, they mentioned items that were needed for Ebo, for a spiritual exchange or sacrifice. The items that were needed for this spiritual exchange was 22,000 kairis, Òòṣà Funfun, a white cloth, 11 African large snails, and a chicken. Òòṣà Òṣèrèmọ́ngbò gathered all of these items and performed the Ebo. At this time, there was no one that the people of the Ranje were worshiping in that city. Òòṣà Òṣèrèmọ́ngbò alone became that one Orisa, that one deified entity that they all were serving. Òòṣà got the whole world. Òòṣà owned all of Aye. He was dancing, he was rejoicing, he was praising the diviners, for the diviners had led him truthfully. This right here is the story of the founding of Iranje. As we look at the wisdom of this essay, this poem, there's a lot to extract. Here, Obatala is telling the individual the importance of courage and bravery, not necessarily for combat, not necessarily for self-preservation, but the importance of courage when you are descending and you are leaving the known and entering the unknown. At times, we can be investing a lot of energy, time, and attention into things that no longer serves the individual because it's something that we know. Obatala is telling you to hold on to the bravery and the courage and be able to leave and to lead and to create and to institute new things that will serve the community. Obatala is also telling this individual the importance of leadership, that the actions that we take, the decisions that we make do not solely affect us alone. Our decisions, our actions, our behavior, our intellect, our orientations will later affect the world, that we are not made in isolation. We are not made to be alone. Each thing that you say and you do will set you up as a catalyst for other folks to follow. Be very cautious and be very mindful of the actions and the intentions that we give out into the world, for someone will take that and multiply our intentions. Obatala is also telling this individual here is that even though that you may be the first one to create something, even though you may be the first one to institute something, you may be the first one to bring a brand new idea out of the subjective realm of reality and into the physical, into the objective. Although that you are the leader, it is very important that you always give thanks to the people that set you up or came before you. Obatala is telling us the importance of continuing the worship of the Egungun, our deified ancestors, so that you'll be led in the right direction. None of us are self-made, in a sense. Now, we may have been the first to do something, but there are always folks that came before us that made the sacrifices so that we can enjoy the things that we have now. Especially us Africans in the diaspora, consider the work of our ancestors who were first imported into our country. Imagine the hardships, imagine the horror and the stress and the violence and the inhumane treatment that they had experienced. We are standing on their shoulders, and we are the direct heirs to their sacrifices and the heirs to their way of living. And we are the heirs of the hard work and the intentions that they passed on. We are the next to receive the fruits of their labor. So what Obatala is saying is that when you're inhabiting something new, when you are creating something new, is that you must cultivate courage. You must move forward very authentically in a very pure manner, and that you should always reach back and support those that supported you. Support the ones that came before you. And as you are obtaining financial success, you must pay it forward. That success is not alone for you. The money is not alone for you. You are set up as a leader to help out your community, right? We're all for building hilays. We're all for building community. But where are those resources and those funds going to? Where, beyond the events and beyond the aesthetic, beyond the festivals, what are we really doing for those that follow us? What are we leaving for the children? What specific and what detailed wealth are we passing down to our children? We must move beyond the never-ending search of Iwapwele as mere lip service and rhetoric. There are things that we must leave for our children. What financial institutions are we creating for our children? What education institutions are we making for our children? What hospitals are we creating for our children? What mental health inpatient facilities are we leaving for our children? What grocery stores are we leaving for our children? What farms are we leaving for our children? What blacksmithing guilds or automotive plants or new ways of utilizing technology that is in harmony with the planet? What spark are we transmitting to our children so that they can continue to move forward and do that much more for their children? These are some serious words that Obatala has to share with us. And these are some very strong intentions and very strong charges that we should be actualizing as Obatala Olorishas. You have been entrusted with the Ashe of Eledamare to be that representative of that power in reality. If you pay your respects to Obatala, you pay respects to your Orienu, you pay respects to your Egungun, there is nothing that one cannot achieve. It's time to take our role as a Baba Lorisha or Iya Lorisha of Obatala that much more seriously. That nothing is negative will happen to one. If we're in pursuit of money, that money that we seek is contingent upon actualizing our purpose in the world. We can no longer use the Orisa to make money off of. We can't use our culture as a way to make money. We should use our culture to do what it was intended to do, to heal, to lead, to create, to inspire, to innovate, and create a better way for the next generation. These are the words of Oshala Osedemongbo. And if you're not familiar with that title, this is the the praise name of Obatala, the big Orisa from the ancient and oldest days. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.